Hello, I welcome you back to yet another edition of how we're trying to make sense of what's going on, what is happening to our dear sister Ruth Matthew. Today, I want to look at her as a victim or a villain. Well, I know she's been a victim. So I will be presenting a few facts about her status as a victim, which is how I view her, given the ongoing situation with her lost child. This is an opportunity for anyone else who has a different opinion to share their views. There is no insulting or abusing anybody here. We are all human beings, children of God, whether you believe in God or not, whether you're worshiping a man somewhere or not. We are all children of God because Jesus died for everyone, because God loved the world and you're part of the world, so you're a child of God. So my point today on Ruth Matthew is about the various events and things that make her the victim in this circumstance. I don't know if I have mentioned it earlier in the previous two videos I made on this journey. Ruth Matthew is a physically challenged woman. In civilized societies, such people are precious. They are looked after. They are never ever discriminated against. As a matter of fact, everything that happens to them is kind of under the watchful eyes of the authorities. And they will swoop in their defense until maybe they're found guilty of any crime. So Ruth Matthew is a physically challenged woman whose child got lost. She is not a wealthy person. No disrespect. I am not belittling her in any manner. She was a hard-working mother of 4 children. She had a job. She was engaged in other activities to generate funds for her to look after her children. But given the society where she lives, all the efforts were not enough. So she can't be classed as someone who was wealthy. Ruth Matthew took her children to a place where she thought they should be safe. She trusted people. She entrusted her children into their hands, sending the children to help them locate something. But one of those children never returned. The youngest 2.5-year-old child didn't come back to his mother, hence this journey today. She's accused of being inconsistent. That was the only thing in her story, because she did not state that she was the one that sent the children to support the women in locating where an item was sold. She was interviewed repeatedly by many people who were keen, whose only intention was to gain viewings, whose only intention was to have clout, to draw people to their platforms. Nobody cared about this woman and the trauma she was going through and is still being made to go through today. She's been called a liar several times. I'm still trying. I've gone through several of videos in various platforms to find the lie she told. She didn't mention that she had visited that church program and premises in 2019 with her 18-year-old daughter, who has been conveniently left out of the entire story today. But that singular omission is hanging around her neck, and she's been tagged a liar by even people who should understand there is God. She has been arrested on bogus charges. She's been deceived and exploited by the very people who were planted in her life. These people came with the sole aim to eventually turn her mind, convince her to admit that she sold her child, that she knew what had happened to her child. But thank God, that woman has stayed true. And nobody, I repeat, not one person, authority, has been able to find one bit of evidence to say, this is why we believe that this woman knows where her child is. Her ex-husband, the father of all 4 of her children, is in cahoot. He is in bed, actually, with her accusers. He shows up every month when she appears in court over the bogus charges that they have raised against her. He shows up to tell more lies, to throw more stones at her. But I thank God for all the wonderful, marvelous people in the world who see and know the truth and are sticking with this dear sister, child of God. She's been made to travel from Abuja, where she resides, to a city more than 7 hours drive away, Warri, where the court is located, that she has to attend every month or so often. She's accused of being the one who has the missing child. Well, that she was on the run. She's actually in South Africa. Some really, really appalling TV stations whose sole duty is to investigate and come up with veritable information, actually came out and presented the case that this woman was on the run, a crippled woman. Pardon me. I wonder how she was running. She was taken into custody by someone who presented herself as being the Calvary who had come to help her. Don't get me wrong. I truly appreciate the support that anyone has come in here to offer to this woman. But if in the bid to support someone, you begin to take advantage of them, you begin to enslave them and treat them like a child or beneath you, then we question your initial intention. So someone took her in, offered her an apartment, a piece of land, and all whatnot, ice cream for the children, food, and all the stuff, which we all sincerely appreciate. However, things fell out. But pride has continued to make people not own up to the mistakes they made. We're not spirits, we're not angels. We're human beings prone to errors, to mistakes. We fail and falter all the time. But Ruth Matthew is being crucified today because of the one omission she made. She is a victim of all the circumstances, of all the negativities that besiege an entire nation. She is a victim of a government that cared not a bit for its citizens. She is a victim of the authorities that are meant to enforce the law. that are meant to look after people who have disability. She is a victim of the poverty that has been conferred on millions in that society due to no fault of theirs. Because people who come in positions of authority have sole aim of looting, stealing, and plundering the nation. Ruth Matthew is a victim. She was a victim of circumstance. She is a victim of gullibility, of people who fall into the flashy advertisement and lies that are displayed on TV by God of men. People who parade themselves in the name of our almighty creator God, but they have not one relationship with that God. Ruth is a victim of such people. So if you have a different opinion about this woman, you can share your view in the comments. All comments are welcome. All opinions are welcome. Don't worry. I do not have it in me to retaliate in kind if you come with insults, with every thing you have in you. You're still a child of God, and I will keep loving you, because it's only love of Jesus that would help us see through the lies that are being peddled out there, the lies that are being thrown around. I thank you for watching. I just hope that you can go through the evidences that are out there in the world on social media and make up your own mind. If you have the true love of Jesus in your heart, you will see how this vulnerable woman has been exploited, and her situation is still being exploited by the very same people who have done this to her and those who have been sent to her. I keep praying that God will keep her strong and she would never lose her faith, her hope. And may God bless Prof X, all the other platforms, Chantel, Kev, the Farm Lady, Ijele, and everyone else who's involved in this battle, all the commenters, the warriors in the comments. I see you. I appreciate you. Yes, I receive my share of abuse and insults regularly. No big deal. Oops, nothing. Sticks and stones. But I give God the glory for his grace to do this. On the whole, I am letting you know that Ruth Matthew was and is a victim of circumstances beyond her control. By the grace of God, we will find baby testimony. God bless you.